from earlier, so I got some things I want to share. I want some things to get off my chest real quick. Beware of the black D evils. They know how to manipulate and brainwash the masses. Wash the masses. They know how to bring confusion and chaos. Um, they don't really understand what is spirituality and consciousness. If they act like they do, they can't give you reliable sources. They know how to be correct, charismatic. They know how to have people relate to what they're doing because they know that if they put people on their low frequency and vibration, then that's how they know they got you. That's how they know they can bring forth more people. But it seems as though that many people that listen to these beings, they are low frequency too, it seems as though, because they don't know any better. They get caught up in the emotions. The emotions is actually energy and motion that cause you to go ahead and have an uproar, have other things going on. You know what I'm saying? So what they do, they keep on trying to copy off the person that is actually trying to give a message, like many of us do, and try to teach the people what's really going on in this realm, in the spirit realm. Then they also can be to the point where they can take the information of that person and twist the words around to make it sound like they came up with it, because they don't have the creativity of the mind of a person that's actually know the path that they're on. They claim to be on a path, but they're not really on a path. They claim to be a jack of all trades, but not a jack of nothing. You got to be careful with them. They also have the tendency of making it seem like they can do this and do that, but they're not doing that. They know how to manipulate the masses and also know how to manipulate people to get them to have sympathy for them and have them be on their side. They know how to use psychology very well and manipulation. These beings are also, their spirit is connected to what you call fallen angels. There's different ways of spelling fallen, because fallen has two different meanings. The fallen, Fallen, they the ones that was forced. The ones that were other fallen, Falling, they volunteered. There's a difference. There's been an ongoing warfare that's been going on for eons in this planet, and people don't want to talk about it, right? Between the first and original the evils that look like melanated people. Some of the people and some of their offspring can really cause mayhem and confusion. They don't realize their power. But then again, they do, because they know how to manipulate. They know how to be charismatic and have people listening to them. And they have a broader audience because the audience are listening to what they're saying and they can relate to it, because a lot of the audience members are on a lower frequency, on the same frequency, or they're actually in self-discovery. And when they have them at the self-discovery, then they can manipulate them and have them listen to everything that they're saying. That's how the way they work. They work like that because the simple fact is they don't really have that much power. And they need to drain the energy of those that have the potential of waking up. So they drain them from their energy too. And they do that with the masses of people. They also have the tendency of wanting to show and try to point out people that they think that are not strong enough, or they think that they know and they don't really know them, and they try to manipulate and point the finger at that person and say that they're better, and make it something that they're better than that person. Then let alone they'll say that they're on their path. They're not on their path. They're on a warpath. That warpath is very serious. When I say that warpath is serious, they really have a way of trying to manipulate and trying to maneuver through people. A lot of the time, these beings don't want to, they don't like giving references of information where they get it from. They'll regurgitate people's information and make it sound like they came up with it. They're not really creative, but they'll take other people's information and they'll use that as their creativity. Because that's what they do. They bring chaos and confusion. They are actually the Agent Smiths of the world that I've been talking about before. They are also connected to a group called the Archons. They're connected to that group called the Archons. Look up the Archons in Sophia, because a lot of these beings are actually those Archons, and they're actually in human form. That's the sad part about it. And they're here to bring that confusion to everybody. And they want people to think that they know what they're talking about. In actuality, they're misleading the people down the wrong path, and people don't realize until it's too late. Then when they realize that that person didn't really know anything, then they feel bad about it, because right now, in the ways of the conscious movement right now, people are getting misguided instead of focusing on their energy and listening to people that actually went through certain paths in life, and that actually can give the information that's needed and given to them. Um, the thing is, you have to realize who you are and what you are. Yes, you are a spiritual being living in the human experience. Yes, you are someone that is going to become great. Those that are actually striving for righteousness. Those that claim to be striving for righteousness but actually are unrighteous, they're going to use their manipulative powers to get you and force you to do things that you're not really supposed to be doing. And then they have you looking at them as a leader, when in actuality they're not a leader. They're somebody that's leading you down the wrong path of your consciousness, your ways. And then they try to disguise themselves as a light worker too, when in actuality they're not a light worker, because they don't even know the meaning of that. What they're trying to do, they're trying to manipulate, they get as much as they can out of people, even down to their energy, money, you name it. It's all about their success. It's not about nobody else. They don't want to see nobody else coming up but themselves. That is the narcissistic behavior that they have. And it's all about them. It's not about you. It's not about the people. It's about them. It's also about, what have you done for me lately? That's the mindset that they use. That is the ways that they use. That is the path that they're going down. That is the path that they always been. And they have the tendency of regurgitating the stuff of other people. Like I said, that's what they do. They don't give you reliable sources to look up. They don't give you information to look up. They really don't. Um, they want to keep on coming at the people that actually are trying their best to help out others. They assume that people practice witchcraft on them, and they don't even know what the meaning of witchcraft really is. They just talking from the side of their mouth. Um, but they'll actually do something that's contradictory. They'll say that somebody practices witchcraft, but then they'll start saying things against the person to try to put witchcraft on them, because that's how the way they work. They have a serious fear of those people that they're talking about to come forth and to literally confront them. They don't like that. Instead, they will not look at you in the eye. They won't look at you in the eye. That's something that they don't do. They don't look at people in the eye either. When they can't look at you in the eye, you know they're hiding something, and then they know that they're not really who they say they are. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful with them. Um, they also have obsessions with people. They don't like to be alone. They feel like they have to be around others. They need to use uh, um, an audience to feed off their energy. There's so many ways that they're connected to the energy vampires that don't make any sense. Um, they'll say something that's relatable to you, be if you're on that frequency, and you'll feel them because the charisma, because they'll have you end on it, because it's a hypnotical spell that they put you under. The hypnotical spell, they know how to manipulate you and know what to say at the right time to have you saying, "Oh, I was just thinking about that. Yeah, that's the person. I need to listen to him." That's what the path that they're on. It's all about manipulation, um, um, psychological. How can I put it? Psychological misbehaving nature to get what they want. And what they want, they need an audience. They need an audience. The audience is to give them energy. The audience is to give them energy, so they can take the energy from the audience by saying something that could be captivating, or something that the person that's on that vibration can relate to. Because everything deals with vibration. And they know that. When they do that and use that for vibration, they know how to use that to manipulate and get what they want out of the people. That is so many different forms of energy vampirism. It don't make any sense. Meanwhile, they got you on an all-time high, mentally thinking that you can relate to them, and that you can write to them, or whatever the case may be. And when you do that, they're quick to ask you for something. It could be money. It could be something that they need, that they're urging for, but they're not going to tell you, because the simple fact is they want to keep that hidden from those that look at them or watch them, or they look at them as somebody they can look up to, or as a leader or something of that nature. Meanwhile, they're trying to take something from you, or they need something from you. It could be money. It could be buying them something. whatever the case may be. That's what these beings do. They are all about themselves. They don't care about the people waking people up. They don't care. They will literally say it blatantly and nobody don't catch it. They will say it on their streams and nobody don't catch it because they got the people under their own spell. They got people under their own on their emotions that got them hypnotically cast a spell on them, so they won't really catch what they're saying. They know how to use words. They know how to use words. They can be real smooth talkers when it come down to words, and they can say things to have you thinking that that you're on the same path that they're on, and they're not on your path. They were never on your path. It's all about what they can get out of you. That's what it's about. What can I get out this person? And let me go ahead and build up my audience to attack others if I have to, so they can look at me as somebody that know the truth, when in actuality you ask them what the truth is, they can't give you the truth because they don't know the truth. They just saying what they saying from other people. When you ask about what type of information that they have and where to get it from, they can't give it to you. They might say I googled it, but they can't give you book references where you can go back and forth to see for yourself. At the end of the day, we're in the information age where we're supposed to be sharing this information and giving people references and so on. And at the same time, we're not here to point the fingers, but we're here to call out those that are negatively here on this realm, that are trying to stop people from waking up and want to use those people that's actually in the potential stages of waking up, to use their energy and harness it and have them not go on their path. Instead, they want them to watch them on their path so they can grow and have somebody to idolize them. And they form what you call a cult as well. Look it up, because that's what they do. That's what they do. These beings been here for eons. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. And they not going to change, because they was like that in other lifetimes. That's why they keep on coming down here. That's why they keep on recycling, coming back, coming back, coming back, because they haven't learned their lessons. They haven't learned the lesson of growing. They haven't learned the lesson of anything that is highly spiritually connected to have them evolve. They don't evolve, they devolve. They can be one time a seraphim and then turn around to turn into a cherubim. There's things that go on in this realm that people are not aware about. These black devils. These black devils are something else. They know how to manipulate you all. They know how to talk. They know how to walk the walk and talk the talk, but don't do any of that. They just talking. They claim they can walk the walk, but they don't. You get what I'm saying? These people claim that they're something, but they're not. They can make it seem like they're this big time spiritual person, and they're really not. They're not striving to help out the people. It's all about putting money in their pockets to either do what they like to do, which is their hobby. It could be them smoking weed. It could be them drinking or something. It could be them needing food and not telling people they need food. It could be anything. And they will try to belittle others that are highly evolved on a spiritual path than they are, because they're jealous that that person can't grow. Because that person is growing and they're not. That's what that is too. They see how a person can actually evolve without them. They can see how people can actually take time to wake people up and know the answers to things, and they hate the fact that people can do that. Those that are highly spiritual hate. Those that are less spiritual hate the fact that those people that are highly evolved spiritually can actually communicate with nature, can communicate with the spirit realm, can communicate with the almighty divine. They can actually give messages to people that need it, that are willing to have their heart chakra open to help out others, because they can't open up their heart chakra. Their heart chakra is not open, it's closed. It's always been closed, and it shall always be closed. Regardless of what they say, regardless of how they act, regardless how charismatic they are, they can't open up the heart chakra because they don't even know how to open it up. Because they deal with selfishness, a cesspool of greed, selfish envy, hate, manipulation, vampirism. That's what they're connected to. Falsely accusing people for something that they don't even know the meaning of. They just want to sound good. They can make people and convince and coerce people to doing things that they don't want, that don't mean to do, because they don't know no better. Because a lot of them are potentially waking up, and they stop you from waking up by talking about themselves, about other people, and then they try to use tactics to deal with uplifting, but they're not really uplifting because they turn around and be talking about themselves in the process. I know it's a lot to take in, but you got to be careful because a lot of them are on these YouTube channels and they're not talking anything to uplift you. They're not talking positive to bring life into you. They're not expressing themselves on the life, the struggles that they go through with their life. They will talk about people like yours truly and swear up and down that I put witchcraft on y'all, and I don't. They'll swear up and down that I don't know what I'm talking about, but I give you book references. They swear up and down that they know people like yours truly, and they don't know them. They will try to belittle them, or they'll take information from that individual and they will regurgitate it and they'll say it on their streams. You got people that do that stuff nowadays. You gotta look at the algorithm of everything, because a lot of people cop off each other. There's only a few I know that's authentic, and they coming from the heart, they coming from the mind, they coming from the source itself, and they get these real downloads, and they give you information, and they talk about things that others don't really want to talk about. Real Kaya, the Black Quadrant, Hill Mystic, many others. Um, Voodoo Diva and her husband, they talk about great things. You got so many people. Joseph Baba Ifa. You got all these people that's actually talking about stuff. I forgot the sister name that's an Ifa priestess in Houston, Texas. She talks about like past lives and everything. Healing and all of that. Numerology. She talk about all of that. This is stuff that I'm going to be talking about real soon, but I'm working on myself getting things in order so I can help out people that need the help. And I'm not on here to be just talking. Listen, all this stuff that goes on in the news and stuff like that is a big ass distraction to stop you from waking up. Period. And these people will use that algorithm to keep you asleep. Their job is to keep you asleep at all times. Because many of you, y'all listen to these people saying chosen ones, and many of y'all don't even realize that you really are chosen, and their energy can feel the vibration, and they stunt your growth from vibrating to the highest level of your full potential being really chosen. Let that marinate. Look, it's sad to see that people like them want to see people like you or us in their misery so they can look like they are the bigger part of the story. That's what they feel like. They the bigger part of the story, like they the missing piece of all, and they're not. They think the world evolves around them, and it don't. But they see your energy and they want to harness it. That's how these beings work. When you're going through the awakening stages, they're the type of people that will take your energy or tap into it, hurry up and grab it before you start waking up, and they'll bring you in on them and have you focus your energy on them. And they'll say something because they know how to channel through your lower self on the stuff that you don't like or the stuff that you can't stand, and they'll project it out, and then you thinking that they're speaking truth and they're not. They just tapped into your lower self, your lower vibrational self. Because many of us have to work on the lower self all the way up to the higher self. So many of us that's in that potential state of waking up, you start from the lower, then they trying to rise up to the higher self, and they stop you when they start seeing you rising up, and they keep you at the lower self. They keep you at the lower self because that's all they know. They can't vibrate at a higher level or a higher frequency. These beings know what they're doing. I'm telling you, they know what they're doing. They incarnate in the physical bodies a lot. That's why they tell men and women, be careful who you lie down with. Because you don't even know if you're bringing a negative being in here. Because you need to understand that the daggone womb is a portal. The womb is a portal. It's what they call a stargate. That's why men have to be careful who they lie with, and women have to be careful who they lie with. Because everything is dealing with alignments. But some of these beings, know it or not, they have to come here to put you to the test. Where you can either see right through them, or you have to figure it out yourself as you get older, or when you start listening to them more and more each day. Be careful of these beings, man. They will manipulate the masses, and they are manipulating the masses. And they're bringing people that they're just not so-called black. You're bringing beings that also look like this along with them, and other nations that's acting like them too. I'm just letting you know how powerful these beings are. They bring other nations along with them too. This has been going on for eons, man. It's been going on for eons. I'm telling you what I know. And you'd be surprised who you find out is actually an agent on on YouTube and so on. You'd be surprised. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. I'm gonna give you another thing. If you hear somebody say these words, "Oh, I'm on my square," that's Masonic terms. I'm on my square. I'm always on my square. That's all Masonic terms. So keep your eyes open on that. I'm not saying anything bad about mystery, but be careful because you got people on here that say that they not, but they'll start using terms. They'll start using terms on here. I'm just telling you what I know. People just keep on, where people fail to realize that Freemasonry is nothing more than watered down more science. But I'm just giving you little hints. When you start hearing these concepts, people like, yeah, I'm on my square, I'm on my square. Or yeah, I always stand on my square. The square also dealt with protection, meaning that you protect yourself from your square and you bring forth, and you can also bring forth an auric field to protect you on your square. There's ways of protecting. This is all ancient stuff that the Moors knew about. That square is nothing more than a circle, 360. And these beings, these black devils, they know. They know the wordplay. They know. Subconsciously, they know. Consciously, they don't know. Subconsciously, they know. But consciously, they don't. That's why you got to be using discernment on everything that they do and listen to them carefully. Because they're not about uplifting anybody. At the end of the day, it's all about them. It's all about them. That's always been about them and them only. They don't care too blind and cares about nobody. They don't care about the people. They don't care about helping the people. That's just how the way they are. And one of the ways that they do is use these platforms to manipulate. That's what they do. And they'll have you thinking that they are actually on point and have something to bring to the world. In actuality, yeah, they have something to bring to the world. Confusion, chaos. Not researching the best way possible to give you the answers. Can't give you the sole detail on where they get the information from. They'll even lie and say they got it from somebody from YouTube, or I got it from this and I got it from that. But what if you need a reliable source? What book can I get that from? What source can I get that from? They can't give it to you. They'll use people on their platform for answers too. Listen, it's a manipulative tactic that's been going on for eons. If I can confuse the whole masses or confuse masses of people, I have them thinking that I'm the one that they can look up to give them the answers, then I already won the battle because I got the people's souls. It's about playing with the people's souls at the end of the day. It's about playing with the people's souls. That's what they do, play with your soul. They play with your soul. That's what they do best. That's why they are here. When I say that's been going on for eons, it have been. This has been a warfare that's been going on for human souls the whole entire time. And these beings are connected to that. And it's sad because many of us fall for the okie doke all the time. So I just want to let y'all know that this is the stuff that's going on out here. Be careful of these black devils, man. These are black devils, man. I'm trying to tell you, be careful of them. They are all on YouTube. And they don't want nobody to rise up to consciousness. They'll use this. They'll use consciousness and they'll use it as a weapon. When in actuality, they're not even talking about consciousness. It's be about themselves. It's sad. We need answers. There's things going on in the world. There's things going on in this country that we need answers for. This is the time that everybody need to really get themselves together spiritually. The spiritual warfare is no joke. These archons They come in all forms, all kinds of races, nationalities. And they'll do anything in their power to manipulate and get what they want out of you. They are part of the matrix. They will drain your blood, your life. They will drain the blood of the etheric body, the plasma. They drain all of that. They drain everything, and you won't even know you're being drained until one day you wake up like, damn, I feel weak. That's what they do. They feed off your energy. All you new awakening souls that's realizing that you've been lied to, guess what? They catch you when you're starting to wake up. The charisma is real. Trust that. The charisma on them are real. Like I said, they know how to say things that make you thinking they all for you, and be like, oh man, I was just thinking that. Then when you reach out to them, it's like you don't know who you're talking to. It's a different person when you talk to them or watch them on YouTube, and then when you talk to them in person, it's like, is this the same person I was talking to? I'm telling you from experience. It's a shame. This YouTube thing, I tell everybody, is another source of the media. Is another thing of dealing with the media. You have people that you think that are actually on it, and you can relate to them, but they're not. I've been told y'all, hey, I'm working on getting on the rites of passage on what I came here to do. When I'm done with it, I'll let everybody know. That's all I've been doing. Just doing what I have to do now. But I'm gonna tell y'all, be careful of these beings, man. They out here, and they want your energy. They want to harness your energy. They want to keep you lower, like they are. Because when you start vibrating high, they can't take that. When you start spitting real information that you know that's coming from the soul, from the downloads, and when you really start questioning them, they don't like to be questioned. Please understand and hear me out. These beings do not like to be questioned. Because they're going to think you're debating them, and all you're doing is asking questions. Questions, there's nothing wrong with questioning any and everybody and questioning every and anything. That is a part of your path. You're not perfect. You're striving for perfection. There's a difference. So my thing to y'all, be careful of these beings out here. And be careful who you listen to on here. Because you will be surprised on what's behind the curtain. And you'll be surprised on all this so-called black power talk and all this da-da-da-da-da for my people and all this. You'd be surprised who really for their people, who really isn't. Because a lot of y'all about to get a rude awakening real soon from all these so-called people that's for the people. I told the ones I fool with. A lot of them I don't fool with. I stay away from them. You always want to listen to people that your soul can resonate with. And them beings that I'm talking about, a lot of times you can't resonate with them because when they have somebody that's more enlightening than them, they get jealous off of that. And then they want them out the picture. Because why? That person that is showing the true light of themselves and actually putting it out there to people. To the people to listen to. And when the daggone black dear evils see that, they don't want you to wake up none of the people that they have in their audience, because they know subconsciously that some of those people that are listening are ones that need to wake up. And that are actually what you consider chosen. And they don't know that. Many of them have special spiritual gifts that they want to tell that person that's actually on this stream, that's hosting or whatever, but they are not too sure because they're still trying to figure them out, because they want to keep everything silent. Because if that person, let that person that's a black devil know that they have this and they have that, that black devil will use them for that. For their own personal use. Another form of energy vampirism. And then they also try to ask for money. They try to ask for anything to get them what they want. So keep that in mind. On that note, family, I'm out. I just want to put that out there. Be careful out there. Be careful who you listen to. Use discernment. May the great mother, the ancestors, the archangels, the angels watch over you and protect you through those watching that's striving for righteousness. Those that are unrighteous, I don't want to deal with you. You can go ahead and try to disguise yourself all day. I don't have time for people that's wolves in sheep's clothing. All right. Be aware of the wolves in sheep clothing. Peace.